Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 8th Annual Fashion Media Awards. Please welcome your host tonight, Alan Cumming.
Hello everybody, so nice to see you all. And we're back. After 2 long seasons of all digital shows, New York Fashion Week is back in person and better than ever. And after 2 long years of digital shows, it's nice to see everyone's lower halves. And of course, there's so much more of them to see than when we were all last together. How are you all doing with having to shave your legs again? I know, really good. But you know, seriously, I think we've all learned some important lessons about ourselves during this pandemic. We've learned we are resourceful, we are resilient, and we have the ability and strength to maintain a grudge for 1.5 years. Bravo, fashion, bravo. Tonight, as always, we have gathered to honor those who have pushed the fashion industry forward, the innovators, the risk takers, the ones who keep going year after year, no matter how many people tell them they're too much, they're too flamboyant, they're too Scottish. I'm talking about you, of course. I'm still talking about you. Now tonight, as always, we have gathered to honor, well, ourselves. Tonight is the ultimate fashion self-care. This is my first time back hosting the Fashion Media Awards since the fall of 2016. And I mean, it seems just like a blink of an eye, doesn't it? The world seems so blissfully unchanged and business as usual since then. Everyone who is anyone in fashion is here this week, and most of them are here tonight. The only bitch who wasn't invited was Miss Rona. But of course, everyone in the fashion world has been socially distancing for years. What is air kissing, after all, if not the original social distancing? So, congratulations one and all for being so ahead of the curve. And now to our first award. Kareem Rodfell is a fashion institution unto herself. Literally. Let's give her a round of applause. She runs a successful and influential magazine named after her, which makes her a fashion legend. And by incredible coincidence, that is the name of the award she's receiving tonight. Here to present it to her is a spunky up-and-comer who everyone thinks is going to be big one day. And her name is Gigi Hadid. Gigi.
Hey everyone! Welcome to New York. Kareem. All right, so there's one saying in fashion. Once one person wants you, everyone wants you. For me and many other lucky fashion babies, that person is Kareem Rodfell. For over 20 years as an editor, she has been a leader in the industry of taking everyone from the too commercial to the too out there and giving them a space in her high fashion and respected pages. She makes her muses feel like no matter the perceptions we worry about the world having of us, she believes in her vision and takes an active role in seeing our careers through. She makes fashion believe. She made me believe. It's possible that there is no one else who has taken multiple publications, designers, and brands through their most iconic eras. A formidable force in fashion since the 90s, she has styled everything from Tom Ford's Gucci to Yves Saint Laurent and consulted for the likes of Versace, Missoni, and Calvin Klein. She is also one of the most celebrated editors and fashion directors for her 10+ years at French Vogue and Harper's Bazaar, and now continues her legacy with her very own Sierra fashion book, while taking on the role of brand style advisor for her dear and longtime friend, Karl Lagerfeld. There are not many who are as legendary as this woman, who command respect only through the work they have put in. while also being someone who seeing on set or at an event feels like coming home. It is my great honor and pleasure to be here tonight to present the Fashion Legend Award to my fashion fairy godmother, the one and only Kareem Rodfell.
Makes me cry.
I'm crying. I said I wouldn't cry.
So I'm not like you, I need a paper.
I told you.
Oh, no one told me there was a prompter.
I wrote my speech backstage today.
Okay, so as a fashion icon, I'm not so young, so I need glasses. Okay. But thank you, Gigi. It means a lot to have you handing me over this award. I have never had a chance to meet your little daughter yet, but I know we're born on the same day. So, and there go rules. I will make my speak. I try short and with my imperfect English. Sorry. I would like to thank the Daily Front Row for this award. I got a few awards in my career, but I've actually never received a fashion one. Everything I did through my career has always felt natural. I always followed my instinct and supported the people I believed in. I think my greatest professional achievement is that I turned my ideas and my vision into a style that become mine. The best thing for me is when people come to me and say, this is very nice. I've always been a very hard worker, but it never felt like work to me. I love what I do. I'm always excited to discover new photographers, new designers, new people, willing to listen to their point of view, to their stories. I was lucky enough to have people around me that trust me and that listen to what I have to say. I could never be where I am today, without Tom, without Jonathan, without Carl, without Vladimir. And if I have any advice to give to younger people that want to make it in fashion, be fierce and fearless. Thank you.
That was enchanting. Precious Lee. Oh yes, ladies. Whose parents had the wisdom and foresight to give her a name that already sounds like an award. Is the first plus-size model to appear in a Versace campaign and the first black plus-size model to appear on the cover of American Vogue, which makes her the breakthrough model of the year and which makes the fashion industry extremely late to the fucking party. Here to present her award for Breakthrough Model is Harper's Bazaar Editor-in-Chief, Samira Nasir.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to read because I don't have a teleprompter. I also want to say that Precious was on our cover first. Okay. Something precious is something to behold. I am in awe of women, especially those from marginalized communities, who are unapologetic about the space they occupy in the world. And I have consistently been in awe of you, Precious, since the first days I laid eyes on you. She shatters rules and boundaries and fills every space that she moves through with her intellect, wit, and beauty. The woman I'm here to celebrate tonight, in particular, is precious to me because she is charting a new course, for all women, regardless of race, gender, and size. My friend, you are a real-life goddess. You are truth. And I am so proud to share space in the world with you. It is my honor to be with you all tonight to present the award for Breakthrough Model of the Year to my friend, Precious Lee.
Well, guys, I already started crying. Thankfully, we already got it started because just hearing, being in this room and being in this space and hearing the word breakthrough, I just get very emotional. And Samir, thank you so much for believing in me and giving me my first American cover ever, my first cover with my name on it. And I just feel so grateful to be in front of you guys today and to be able to thank some of the most amazing people that have helped me and supported me through every level of my career. I'm going to pull this out because I don't want to be short because I'm already crying, guys. But this is good because I really want to be transparent in how grateful I am and how much this means to me because I've worked very hard to be in a position to have an opportunity to transform imagery and the way imagery is passed down and the way that people digest it. And I know being that little girl that's always been super confident. And being super confident in a world that doesn't expect you to or doesn't want you to be or allow you to be, and to be blessed with an indomitable spirit at such a young age to forge through and to understand that you're in a power in what it is that you believe in and how you want to assert yourself and how you want to show up is more important than anyone can ever make something for you. So I've been so grateful to have so much support from my parents who literally everything that's cool about me and amazing I owe to my mom, Anita and Rudy. I love them so much that I've always supported me and sat through all of my living room concerts, all of my fashion shows, Scream Encore, and let me go beyond my bedtime. I would like to thank my agency, IMG, my management, Louise, my champion, Ivan Bart, Liz. I would like to also thank first the Daily Front Row for even making this award and presenting it to me. I'm so grateful for that and grateful for how other people may receive this and other girls that are not have a 34-inch hip and want to be in this room because they deserve to be in this room. I would like to also thank Ethan, Donatella, Ferdinando, Edward, Christian, Stephen, myself, Anna, Carlos, Carlene, Pat, everyone that has supported me not only in this amazing past year that I've had, but everyone that's just given me encouraging comments, that has seen me and given me support. I have so many familiar faces in this crowd that have been supportive for me entering a room or, you know, a show or a set that no one has ever looked like me to arrive and to be able to break through. I think of resilience, and being resilient is something that I think is always looked at as amazing to be resilient, and it is. But this Breakthrough Award gives me the opportunity to allow people to not necessarily just be resilient, but to also just be able to be themselves and show up and And being resilient is something that I'm grateful for, but I know that there are many that may not know that they're resilient, and many people that don't have the confidence, and the girls that look like me, not just my size, but my color. And being an African-American woman and forging ahead in this industry and representing so many women, I will never take for granted. I am incredibly grateful. And I only want this to be something that is not the last time you will see someone of my size and my color in this position. Thank you.
Well, that was precious. Our next honoree is receiving the Style Icon Award. And there are few people more stylish than Rita Ora. Period. Period. Except perhaps the woman who's going to present the award. Yes. We are so glad she came out this evening, as she is one of the good ones. Gen X music jokes, thank you. Drop the mic. Good night. Thank you. Please welcome the gorgeous Charlie XCX.
Hi everyone. Also, I fucking stan you. You're an icon. Okay, yeah. Okay, I have terrible eyesight, so I'm doing a print out moment. Okay, so it's literally impossible to sum up all the reasons why Rita is an undeniable style icon in one single speech. Since the day that I met her, she's been relentlessly fearless in her work ethic, in her humor, and most definitely in her sense of style. A true motherfucking superstar. This icon can morph through a multitude of different looks, feels, and eras, all while staying true to her inner beauty and dazzling personality. She can be classic, she can be retro, and oh my fucking god, she can be sexy. She's never afraid to be bold or daring, and she's never afraid to try something new. Like any style icon, she's a true trailblazer who is always supporting young designers and constantly pushing the limits of what style can be. I am very, very, very excited to present this award to my dear friend, a brilliant musician, actor, and artist, my favorite party buddy. Let's go out later, see you. And of course, Daily Front Row's style icon, the one and only Rita Ora. Charlie. Wow. Hi everyone. This is so cute. Everybody is so emotional, and I think it's half because we actually haven't been able to talk about ourselves for a year and a half and other people listen. Well, I have, because I've just been doing therapy in my quarantine, so it's been fantastic. Anyway, it is such an honor to be here and to receive the Style Icon Award, so thank you, Daily Front Row. I appreciate you. Woo-woo. It feels incredible to be in the same company as just people that I've just loved watching, admiring, being inspired by, and just being badasses, you know. And this award has been given to such legends like Kate Moss, etc., so I'm very flattered. Move up, because I want to skip that part. Okay. For me, music and fashion has always gone hand in hand. Growing up, I remember the excitement I felt when I would try on costumes for school and musicals, and the fascination I had with replicating the style of my music idols, you know, Madonna, Cher, Diana Ross, Blondie, you name it. Coming from Kosovo, which is a very small place in Eastern Europe, and being a proud refugee like myself, I didn't feel that things like this would actually ever happen to me. Adapting to a new environment, which was difficult, but my dreams kept me hopeful, and I found comfort in the artistic expression of both music and, of course, fashion. Whether I was going to a local flea market, which is where I grew up, in a little market, to search for the perfect accessory, or borrowing clothes from my mum and sister, which, by the way, is so annoying now, because all they do is borrow clothes from me. And if they're ever watching this, it's like, I wish I could wear things more than once, but at least it's going to my sister and my mum. Of course, things are a little different now. My love and respect for fashion only deepened as I started working in the entertainment industry, from wearing custom Vera Wang to the Oscars and accompanying legends like Tom Ford to the Met Gala, and just even being there. It's been an incredible journey. To the partners I've had the privilege of working with over the years, DKNY, Cavalli, Escada, Giuseppe, Adidas, just doing collaborations, I'm very grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, to all the magazine editors and everybody that's ever put me in their clothes or in their magazines, I'm so honored, and I do like looking at myself after and thinking, oh, I look pretty cool. Thank you for working for me over the years. Who else can I thank? Obviously, Lions. Thank you guys for being part of me. And everyone that is just limitless, you guys are awesome. And to my personal team, my stylists, my makeup artists, me moaning in the mornings, I'm not the best morning person, and all the legendary designers, and also, importantly, all the emerging talent, okay? That is something I am always inspired by, and I think that's what keeps fashion alive. All the young kids, all the beauty that they bring into the world. No matter where you come from, even if you're from a little place like me in Kosovo, there is space for you. That's what makes fashion exciting, you know? It's always evolving and new voices are always being heard. Here is to many more years of fearless fashion, and I guess this is also, in my opinion, still just the start, and I can't wait to just keep wearing amazing clothes and doing great shows. So thank you very much, everybody.
Refugees, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we have to support refugees and welcome them to our home. Just to go back to Precious and winning the Breakthrough Award, I just want to point out that Breakthrough is having a very big year this year. Go the joke, not so good, I get it, yeah. And next, thank you, yeah, try and keep up, all right? Our next presenter, Candice Swanepoel, is here to honor her friend and fashion superstar, Irina Shayk. Of course, I've got more to say about you. Of course, there's a lot of interest in Irina's love life, but I am more interested in her love of feet. Oh yes, her burgeoning foot fetish manifested itself this year in a huge capsule shoe collaboration with Tamara Mellon, and that is why she is our Fashion Entrepreneur of the Year. Take it away, Candice.
I forgot the power of a thigh-high boot. My foot fetish. Good evening, everybody. For over a decade, the world, including many of the people in this very room, have watched an inquisitive and intriguing Irina Shayk grow into the unstoppable force seated before us tonight. A force who not so long ago was a messy, mischievous tomboy, new to New York City, who I was lucky to share a barely there model's apartment with when we were 16. It was in those rooms where we both nervously shared the first drafts of our ambitions, and a few interesting shenanigans here and there, which I'll keep private.
It was in that apartment where we had to remind each other that one day our reality would catch up with all of our dreams. When finally, out of that doorway, with the right steps and a lot of hard work, sis, we are proud to be where we are today. For Irina, those steps have led from endless castings to foreign runways, to proudly adding her name, voice, and more importantly, her ideas into multiple collaborations, using her creativity and first-hand experience in this industry to develop and release one incredible collaboration after the next. If there are two things I know and admire about Irina, aside from the fact that you're one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen with the best sense of humor, one is that if she doesn't love it, she doesn't do it. Two is that if she achieves one goal, there are three more forming in the back of her mind. So while we're here tonight to celebrate her work with Tamara Mellon, I can only imagine what else we're going to be embarking for the future. Congratulations.
Thank you, Candy. I feel like she's the one supposed to be on stage getting a award for her thing, because as we all know, Candy has Tropical Sea, you guys. Yes, you better go check it out. It's all sustainable and very sexy. So, yeah. Anyway, I wouldn't lie. I don't have speech prepared, and there is no telephone, so I'll just say thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, and thank you so much for my team, for my brother, sister, Ali Kabusi, for my agency. Thank you, my biggest supporters. Thank you, Kareem, and everyone. And yeah, what else? Well, one thing I want to say that we're actually celebrating everyone tonight. Not only who's getting any awards, but everyone. It's a big reminder that we are all connected, and I'm sure probably 50% of all of you guys wish you're in bed watching Netflix and eating food, now we're all getting dressed, going here and celebrating, all of us. So thank you so much, and yeah.
Here's eating food. In keeping with current protocols, I just want to check in with everyone. Remember, if you have a fever or a cough, or if you recently received an especially harsh review from Vanessa Friedman, you have no place here. Our next presenter is Tommy Dorfman, and I feel very paternal towards her. I mean that only as a pun, because we were both in the play Daddy a couple of years ago, not because I'm acknowledging any sort of age gap between us, because there's probably like 3, 4, 5 years. 30. So probably, yeah, thank you. Ouch. Anyway, it is my very great honor to welcome her to her very first New York Fashion Week, and to present our Editor of the Year Award to InStyle's Laura Brown. Please welcome the gorgeous.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Oh, it's good to see you. Not that close. I do have a title. Sorry? Oh, anyway. Hi. Yeah, this is my 5th New York Fashion Week, but it was my first in this body. Laura fucking. I love you so much. 20 years ago, Laura landed in America from Australia, and she's known for many, many things. Obviously, she's the editor-in-chief of InStyle magazine, but most notably, she really is just like a human embodiment of a baby kangaroo. She's the most energetic, beautiful person that I know, and I'm so grateful to call you my friend. She's also a daughter and a soon-to-be wife, a cat mom, sparkly, spunky, sprightly, stupendous, scrumptious, loving. And you know, I know we all share this feeling for Laura, because when you encounter her, it is infectious love. She is a rare breed in fashion, a burst of sunshine in an industry that doesn't always value kindness, although I see it changing post-pandemic. I see people hugging and loving way more, but you were one of the first people to come up to me at any event that I had been at, and I was sweating and shaking in my boots, and you're the first person to put me on the cover of an American magazine, so thank you for that. You really do practice being equal and making sure that everyone feels equality, and you have the most open heart, and you have the ability to really make everybody feel like they're the only person in the room when you talk to them. You're incredibly present. And she values love over hate, which I think is one of the most unique and important qualities to have in a human being and in an editor. So, basically, your heart is pure gold. I don't know what else to say. You're just one of the kindest, most gracious, least pretentious people in this room. And that is saying a lot, because you are also one of the most powerful women in this room and in the world of fashion. You're the editor-in-chief of InStyle magazine. That shit is distributed everywhere. Period. Anyway, I am proud to call you my friend, my sister, my love, and congratulations on your beautiful Crystal Daily Front Row Award.
Hold it for me, you're young. Do this. Thank you, Tommy, my niece. Sister niece, I'm immeasurably proud of you. I'm so glad I met you one day at the polo, which is somewhere we never go. Anyway, I'm pretty sure if you're my niece, it makes me your crazy aunt. So, thank you so much to the Daily Front Row for this award. As the kids say, I feel seen. So I was at an event in the Hamptons in the summer, and this really nice social lady said to me with this sort of gossipy concern, she was like, aren't magazines so hard now? I thought, well, yes, putting out a magazine in the middle of a pandemic without cutting an issue is hard. Steering through the flagellations of the news cycle is challenging. Keeping your team's energy up is, well, tiring. But at its core, at the guts of this job, it shouldn't be hard at all. At InStyle, celebrating people who inspire us is not hard. Finding people interesting is not hard. Knowing that interesting people come in different shapes, shades, and identifications is not hard. Talking to reporters about diversity, rather than sticking your head in the sand, should not be hard. Speaking to your work, of which you're hopefully proud, should not be hard. It should be your greatest pleasure. As I often say on my podcast, ladies first, you gotta own your shit. So on behalf of myself and my wonderful team, thank you so much for this award. I share with every single badass who showed up for InStyle this year. Speaking of which, I might send it to Dr. Fauci. Thank you.
Folks, we're just about halfway through the show. How's everyone holding up? Do we need a halfway group stretch or anything? Does anybody need a nap? Snack? Sorry, I forgot where I was. Sorry about that. Our next honoree is famous for making size-inclusive dresses for the red carpet, which is so important because all women deserve to look amazing while reporters ask them utterly banal questions. This man has made masks for 2 million frontline workers since the onset of this pandemic. And maybe instead of calling them masks, We had called them original custom couture Christian Siriano facewear. People wouldn't be such fucking babies about wearing them on airplanes. To present our Fashion Innovator Award tonight, please welcome the lovely and talented Alicia Silverstone.
Hi. I finally met my Christian. I first met Christian about 6 years ago when he invited me to his fashion show. I was told he didn't use leather in his shoes and bags, no wool and no leather in his collections. And being that I'm a longtime vegan and dedicated to cruelty-free fashion, you can imagine I was very excited. This would be the first fashion show I had ever attended, because besides the Yves Saint Laurent fashion show that I walked in when I was 8. But due to the insane waste and toxic culture and extremely unconscious material choices that are harming our earth and creatures in the fashion industry, I wasn't so into fashion until I met Christian. That day that he was dressing me for the first time, I felt like a woman. And I felt like every outfit he put me in was fantastic. Then I sat and watched his show. It was so artful and so beautiful and so inspiring. And I noticed that day that the models he chose were all different sizes and all different ethnicities, and it was just so inclusive and diverse, and I was very inspired by this. It is so clear that his goal for each and every person he dresses is to make them feel their absolute best in what they're wearing. This commitment landed him a spot on the 2018 Time 100 list. He cares deeply about other people and always strives to uplift them in any way he can. He's had some really incredible and groundbreaking moments in the last few years. In addition to his Time 100 honor, he had a historic moment that broke the internet when he created a stunning tuxedo gown for Billy Porter for the Oscars. This was the first time that a man wore a gown on a red carpet to the Oscars. I love how he dresses people like the First Ladies, and then Celine Dion, and J-Lo, and Sia, and Gaga, and blah, 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 and all so different. You know, he can dress you in so many different ways. He's conquering so many different styles. This fall, we'll see Christian's first solo exhibition, titled People Are People, at SCAD's Museum of Art in Savannah as part of the Contemporary Art Institution's 10th anniversary. And if this wasn't enough, in March 2020, New York City's essential workers were in dire need of PPE, specifically masks. Christian did not hesitate and immediately stepped up to the plate. He converted his eighth floor studio into a mask-making factory. He was very clever, and he was able to keep all of his employees working. In the first week, they produced 2,000 masks. To date, Christian and his team have produced and donated nearly 3 million masks. During this time, he hates making masks. During this time, with all of the rules in place and restrictions, Christian put on runway shows for his spring-summer 2021 and fall-winter 21 collections. He just can't help himself. He designs in his sleep. He is an artist through and through. We were just in France on this amazing trip where he rented a chateau, and when he saw the pictures on the, whatever the thing, he saw that there was mint green shutters at the chateau, and so he immediately designed a gown for me to wear there that matched the mint. And he was the photographer, and he was sewing my bra to one of the dresses that I was wearing, and we did a full photo shoot in 1 hour on his iPhone. He is amazing and exciting, and I love him because he is so insanely talented, he blows my mind. I love him because he is so much fun, and he loves and cares for his friends so deeply.
It's a privilege to give the Fashion Innovator Award to a designer who is a free thinker, a pioneer in the fashion industry, and someone who continuously gives everyone permission to be who they want. I love this man. Come here.
Scared. Stand close to me. Okay, well, my first part will be about Alicia, because I think most fashion designers growing up, at least in my era, were obsessed with Clueless and Cher, because she was our ultimate style icon. She really was. So I think, you know, I was telling my sister the other day, I was like, you know, I really got her. It's really great. And I was like, I figured it out. But what I also figured out is she knows absolutely nothing about fashion in any way. And she knows really nothing. Guys, it's dark times. So, I mean, me getting her even in a look that's not like, you know, a bag made of hemp at the farmer's market is a challenge. But she has taken me to many Oscar parties and the Vanity Fair party, and like we have such a blast together. Just because I think I got to introduce her to fashion, which is hilarious because she introduced me to fashion. So I think it's a really, I really wanted her to be here and give this award to me because I think she was an innovator even though she didn't know she was. And I think being an innovator really, sometimes you're not sure that you are because you don't plan that. You just are out to do the things that you love and want to do. And I think, you know, obviously, you know, I was a really young boy who just really loved fashion, and I didn't know all the rules and the politics that went in it. I got lots of no's through I still get the no's. But I think what's okay about that is that I'm just like a still true lover of the business and making clothes and making people feel really great in them. And I think as long as that doesn't go away, I will continue to try to be an innovator, whatever that is for certain people. So I'm really just here to thank the Daily, and you know, and the mask project really was a very reactionary moment that we will be really proud of. And I think sometimes in fashion, because the business is really hard, I'm sure other designers sitting in this room understand more than others that the last few years were really hard on actual fashion designers' businesses. Like really such a challenge to get customers back in the store buying and shopping. And at the end of the day, that's what the job is. So I think we all felt it really, it was really tough. So I think doing the mask was reactionary, but we felt really proud of it. And I think if I was out of business tomorrow, I would feel really proud that I left something great behind that wasn't just clothes, but we got to make people survive. And I think that was really the important part of hopefully what I will leave behind, not just great clothes. So thank you guys very much.
A little announcement, a little bit of housekeeping. If anyone here came in a large black SUV tonight, your driver's feeling a bit sleepy. So again, just for those of you who came in a large black SUV. Our next presenter is Stephen Galloway, the creative movement director who bridges the worlds of fashion, dance, and music through his work with, among others, the Rolling Stones. So yes, he is literally the only person on earth allowed to tell Mick Jagger what to do. And he's here to present the award for Style Curator to Christina Ehrlich. Please welcome Stephen Galloway.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I was told to keep this short and sweet by my dance wife over there, so I'm going to try and comply. If fashion is a visual language, style is the way in which we communicate, articulate, and speak that language to one another, to ourselves, and to the world. A person who I've been asked to introduce this evening is artfully gifted in that language, and so many others. While Christina Ehrlich speaks style, she effortlessly also loves fashion. But more than that, she loves women. She celebrates them, and through the passion and the precision that she displays in her work, she allows us the ability to do the same. To celebrate, to champion, to admire. Those are the hallmarks of her personal brand, to empower and also to celebrate women. As her dance husband, as she calls me, a lot of people know that Christina comes from dance, so that's the whole wife, dance husband thing. I've had the benefit of seeing Christina approach her work with the movement and the discipline of a dancer. Through dance, we learn that what is essential is the movement. And you see that movement always in Christina's work. Forever changing, evolving, redefining, exploring. That's why I'm pleased tonight to introduce and honor my friend, the wonderful, wonderful Christina Ehrlich, a much-deserved recipient of this year's Style Curator Award. Thank you. Come on, girl, come on.
Good evening. I am not a speech person. I like to speak from my heart. It's a little bit easier. And I would like to say, first of all, thank you. This is quite an amazing room to be in. And I would like to thank the Daily Front Row for having me here. And I'd also really like to thank, most importantly, my team. It's very hard for me to turn the whole energy on me, because the reason why I went from dance into styling was because I made the decision I wanted to be behind the camera. And I found that my deepest things that I was drawn to were very visual, and that I had a very strong attraction to watching something start somewhere. And like when you're in dance and you start at the bar with ballet and then you do the warm-up, watch how something sort of grows. And I fell into celebrity styling somehow, very weirdly, but it became my job and a passion for me. And I have to say that to be in this room with all of these people is incredible for me. And I have to say that the dance and the discipline has always kept me pushing harder. And I always felt I was at a disadvantage because I hadn't worked at a magazine and I hadn't worked in that sort of arena. And it just sort of inspired me to work harder for what I wanted. And the most important thing about my job, even though I love fashion and I love clothes, I've been doing this for all these years because I love women. And I love working with women of all shapes and sizes and colors. That's always been sort of what my niche and specialty is. So to be around now and watch how that's all finally being acknowledged, and to watch women get up here and have their voice and have their opportunity to be heard and be seen, it makes me so happy. So I feel I have a lot more to offer, and the world has changed so much, and I think that it's exciting that fashion's coming back and that we're all out, and I just think as long as everybody can go piano piano and move slowly through this, I think there's a lot of beauty out there to be had and a lot to celebrate, and I'm just honored to be here with you all. Thank you.
Right before the award started, I was standing over there, and Christina saw me, and she came over and she said, "You don't know me, but I'm going to pull your trousers down, and I'm going to," and she kind of tweaked me and tucked me in, and she said to me, "Never sit down again." And I just thought she meant in life in general, so I'm never going to sit down. I was going to make a joke about our next honoree, Stella Maxwell. Tonight's fashion icon, that she should start her own fashion brand just so it could be called Maxwell House. But then I realized she might be too young to even get that fucking reference. And then I realized most of you will probably be too young to get that reference too. So I'm just going to stand over to the side and ponder the cruel passage of time while Vladimir Rodfell presents tonight's Fashion Icon Award. Come on up, Vlad.
Stella, don't be so upset. It might seem to be a little short. I might have to apologize on behalf of this. It's a family thing. We don't have no issue with the accent. in all honesty, I'm really happy to be presenting you the Icon Award. Like everyone in this room, we've all witnessed your incredible career and many steps you've taken over the years to be where you are today. And you really are an inspiration to all of us. And I'm pretty sure that you will keep on rising to even higher heights. But to be a fashion icon, I don't think it's all about your magazine covers, your fashion campaigns. I think it's also about the incredible support that you've had for equality over the years and the generosity that you've had for and for all those years and your participation in the shows. Finally, I think I'll say that the luck I've had to see you performing at the last Untitled Chapter a couple months ago has resonated with me for the last 2 months. Honestly, I don't think I'll ever forget the interest that you've had at this show. I think you've stayed on top of the stairs for probably a good 5, 7, 8 minutes. I think we could go on for a little longer, honestly. But to me, what you've done that night truly defines the why of the award tonight. It was an iconic moment. You truly deserve it. And I know it's very short, but honestly, congratulations.
That was great. That wasn't too short. Thank you, love, and I would like to thank the Daily Front Row. It's so nice to be back together doing what we love. Yeah, wow, I can't believe I'm getting the Fashion Icon Award. I feel like I'm just getting started. I'm like, every time I step onto a runway or in front of the camera, I realize a little bit more about my dream, unless it's like 50 looks. But actually, I really do love what I do, and I've learned, and if I've learned anything through fashion, is that it takes a team. It takes the passion and dedication of so many to create something beautiful. I'd like to thank all of you who have allowed me to collaborate and to create a vision of beauty together. We share this award tonight because we are all in it together. Fashion is a reflection of everything happening around us. We basically take all that information and summarize it into a garment. And fashion may pale in comparison to the job of a doctor, a teacher, or a scientist, but I do believe that we play a small part and we share with the world a little bit of fun and a little drama and a lot of creativity. I hope in doing that we give the young she's, he's, theys, and thems a feeling of hope and inspiration. Thank you and good night.
Before we go to our last award, I think we should say hello to our lovely awards assistant man, Niall. This is Niall. Okay, that was all. It's been an amazing evening, but we've saved a very special presenter for last. Christy Turlington Burns is an iconic model who married an accomplished filmmaker and thought, I'm pretty sure I could do that too. And so she did. She's directed her own documentaries. She's an activist who founded the organization Every Mother Counts, devoted to making pregnancy and childbirth safe for every mother everywhere. She's been one of Glamour's Women of the Year and on the Time 100 list. She's written for Marie Claire and Teen Vogue. She's reported on girls' education in Afghanistan and interviewed the Dalai Lama for the Today Show. She serves on the Harvard Medical School Global Health Council. In her spare time, she runs marathons, and does yoga, about which she has written a book. So if you call up Christy Turlington Burns to invite her to lunch, and she says she's busy, she is actually busy. She's not just lying like the rest of us would. She actually is so extremely busy, and so we are very, very, very lucky to have her here tonight to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to Arthur Elgort. Christy is a woman who not only advertises eternity, she apparently drinks it. Christy Turlington Burns.
I covered my bases. I have a teleprompter and I have written work because I like to cry a little bit. I will not drag this out, I promise, but this is somebody incredibly special that I'm about to talk about. When you've known someone as long as I have known Arthur Elgort, it is nearly impossible to pick just one or two memories. To sum up a person who has had such a meaningful impact and made such a mark on my life as a person and in my career as a model. I met Arthur when I was just 16 years old. I was on my rounds at Condé Nast one day and ended up at Vogue, and the substitute bookings editor wrote down the address 136 Grand Street and the name Arthur Elgort, and off I went. Little did I know how many times I would return to that address over the years. I even lived there for a few years when Arthur called me his house model. What I loved about Arthur from that very first meeting, when he invited me to the front of the studio and directed me toward a spot of light while the model on the shoot he was actually working with that day was changing, is how he engaged me. He asked me about myself, where I came from, what did I do for fun. It was the most personal casting that I've had up to that point, and probably the most pleasant one since. I have a photo from that day, a snapshot of me before my career took off, probably before I thought I even had a career. As much as I loved Arthur's big, bright, open studio to shoot in, where his family came in and out and everyone else behaved like a family, I loved traveling with Arthur, for our shoots even more so. We traveled to Tanzania, Nepal, Italy, Paris, Wales, Russia, New Orleans, just to name a few. I don't say that, sorry, I have to stop for a second. Some of these places are just the places where we made fashion history together, and I don't say that history part lightly. Our peers know well that what I'm talking about is that fashion history is where all of our references come from. These are the images that inspire generations of creatives to do what we collectively do. We make people dream. I believe that some of our work together has done just that for others in this room. I remember the time that we traveled to Russia for Vogue with Grace Coddington, Orbe, and Sonia Kashuk, and my awful boyfriend at the time, who invited himself along. Arthur will never let me forget it. I was mortified, and I knew that he would change the dynamic of the trip. Still, we managed to shoot an incredible Arthur and Christy style story, where we literally painted the town red. I leaped across Red Square, I ice skated with Olympians, I presented a bouquet to a prima ballerina on stage, I hung out with cool artists in their apartment, and I posed with the Russian police side. Arthur, you opened up a whole world to me, and you taught me how to be one of the best of my era. You taught me where to put my hands, how to move more delicately, how to eat and talk while jumping on a trampoline and riding a bike, all while being photographed. And in the process, you somehow made whatever I was wearing look like others would want to wear it too. You have documented my evolution into womanhood, and each step of the way treated me with dignity and respect. If you are lucky to know Arthur, you love him. I certainly do. It is my absolute honor to present to you my friend, my mentor, Arthur Elgort.
started as a dance photographer, but I realized I made no money. I still do it, but I give it for free. So I decided to become a fashion photographer. There was no money in dance. So I started working for Mr. Lieberman. That was Condé Nast's boss at the time. And he saw me in Mademoiselle, and he said, "You're too good for Mademoiselle, come to work." So I said, "Why not?" Right? And I've been there, and I must say, I had so much fun. I met Grace Collison, which is a wonderful girl. He couldn't be here, but he taught me. I went on many trips with her. In fact, Christy too. And then I met Anna Winters, who was an icon, kind of. And she gave me Scotland, Wales, you name it. She gave it to me with great confidence. And then I started work. Well, I started, in fact, the first job I had was with British Phone, and I did ammonia there. And then I worked for Anna Del Russo with Franca, which was Italian Road. And then the most exciting thing for me was I still keep the same team I've had for years. Mariana, who is now in Holland, so we can't be here. Well, say hello. And all the Elizabeth and Sally, all these people who came to my side, and still now a lot of them left because they had better jobs than I did. And then my children, which was amazing, Sophie is here somewhere. Where is Sophie? Oh, there. And she's better than me now, but don't tell her that. And then Warren couldn't be here. He's in California, so he would like to say hello. I'm sure he's watching this on whatever. And then we have Ansel, who thinks she's an actor. I tell you the truth, I taught him everything. And he's not bad. I used to have better hair than him. But anyway, I just want to say I enjoy every minute of it, and I take pictures every day. Even really bored, I take myself. And I can say I do every day of photography. And I still, and Christy is my favorite model.
So darling. That's our show for tonight. I just have to say, I've been to a lot of these events. I think this has been one of the loveliest and kindest, and I think maybe this pandemic has done some good and positive things for us all to be here, to be so grateful to be here and to be loving each other. So thank you all for coming out to the 8th Annual Fashion Media Awards. Take care, brush your hair.